Today we're learning all about third culture kids. What are they, I hear you cry? Stick around, we'll tell you more. This is DXB Today.
Good evening, one and all, and welcome to DXB Today. Tonight we are celebrating cultural diversity and exploring the world of growing up in multiple cultures as a third culture kid.
From blending traditions and languages to forging an actual identity, we're going to delve into the experiences that shape these extraordinary individuals.
And we hear the stories of those who have embraced multiculturalism and gain a deeper understanding into their unique way of life.
Now, this is all about you guys.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you're pure blood.
But my nephews and my niece were all born here. They're third culture kids, so British parents, but then all born and raised here. But you guys are third culture kids, right?
Indeed. It's funny when you think about it, because obviously I just see myself as British.
Yeah.
But I've lived here for like 20 years, but my parents come from the Caribbean.
Okay.
So different islands in the Caribbean, Jamaica and Barbados. So, yeah, I'm a third culture kid.
And
right?
my mom is from Syria, my dad is Emirati, so I think that makes me also a third culture kid.
Can I claim it? I mean, I've lived here 15 years. Can I claim?
Could be, yeah, slightly, yeah.
Can I claim myself as a third culture adult?
Yeah, it could be.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
But it's such an interesting subject because. So my nephews and my nieces, they range from George, who's kind of 8 months born here, to Mason, my eldest nephew, who's 13. And it is interesting, like, where do they call home? And it's funny because some of them do say here and some of them still say in the UK. It's very interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, our guest co-host for today is a third culture kid himself who creates content to educate people on exactly this. Filipino and Emirati culture. He is a very experienced person in this whole region. Let's find out who he is.
Hello guys, this is Emiratino traveler, half Emirati, half Filipino. Kamusta na po kayo dyan? We can't wait to see you as a guest co-host in a few.
Fahed has a remarkable story about his experience being a third culture kid here, and we get to hear more from him in a minute. But before that, we follow our own DXB Today's third culture kid, Dina Butti, who was born in Greece to Egyptian parents, grew up in Canada, moved to Dubai, and is married to an Emirati with 2 children. Amazing. So let's follow Dina as she explores one of the city's latest offerings.
Summer is rolling in and I am on the lookout for some family-friendly entertainment, which has brought me here to Dubai's Legoland Hotel, where I'm going to discover some of the latest activities on offer. Welcome to my Lego kingdom. Come on in. Now, one of my favorite things about the Legoland Hotel is that every room comes with its very own treasure hunt. Let's attempt to do this one. All done. Time to open the treasure box. Here we go. Yes! Gift. I won. Okay, Tim, I know there are a lot of families, including mine, who are desperate to be entertained this summer. What ideas do you have for us here at the Legoland Hotel?
Firstly, let me welcome you to the amazing Legoland Dubai Resort. We're here in the hotel today. First off, can I just tell you, did you know that this hotel, it took 4.5 million bricks to build this hotel, with over 2,200 models in the hotel in our 250 bedrooms. It's incredible.
Now, we've managed to get a bit of a tour of the hotel itself, and there are all these amazing themes. What is your favorite room?
My personal favourite is Pirate. I stayed here 3 weeks ago and I was in the Pirate Room. It's a real boy thing, but I loved it and I took loads of photos. I was really fortunate to go around the hotel and look at all the suites, and I took some photos and sent them back to the UK to where some of my family live. And my granddaughter, who is 6 now, she loved Friends. And she was like, Grandad, when can I come out to Dubai and stay in the Legoland Hotel resort and stay in a Friends room? We also have 19 suites. One of those suites is a super suite. It holds 26 people and they're amazing. And the beauty with staying in this hotel, is you are 130 baby steps away from our theme park entrance. And the same to the water park. You're literally on the doorstep of our two parks. It's all about how do we make sure that the kids, mum and dad, have the best time and experience with Lego.
Thanks, Tim. That was awesome.
Oh, I love Dina. Dina gets to go everywhere, by the way.
She
We
does.
need some of those gigs out and about. Right, our guest co-host today is a special type of third culture kid who has beautifully fused the Emirati and the Filipino cultures together. So excited to welcome to the show Fahed Al Blooshi. How are you?
I'm great. I'm good. I'm fantastic, I would say. Thank you guys for having me, actually. This is a great honor, in fact, and looking forward to give you guys a little insight of what it feels to be a half Emirati, half Filipino.
Yeah, well, we're so excited to have you here. Lane, for one, was very excited.
No, extremely excited because, I mean, like Katie brought up a very interesting topic about identity. Where do you actually feel that you feel comfortable? Like, it must be really strange for you.
For me, it is more like being able to balance both. In fact, I have my, as I look like an Emirati fully, I mean, I don't have any Filipino features, which is, some people can say that you have a bit of the I side of the Filipino side. But yeah, I mean, being a half Emirati and Filipino is by itself is a blessed journey.
Yeah.
In fact, ever since I was a kid, I was always, you know, embracing both cultures and bridging out between both of them. So I get to meet the Emirati culture and teaching them about Filipino, and then I get to meet the Filipino and teaching them about the Emirati.
You're the ambassador.
I bet you also, as well, can get really involved, whereby, you know, say you're surrounded by a load of Filipinos and then all of a sudden you start talking to them, or you let them know that you can understand their language. I bet you've been caught in some very interesting situations.
I've got one of the situations, or one of the incidents that I just was in the elevator.
Yeah.
And I was just, you know, doing my own self, and just like holding myself to think about so many things. And then two Filipinos walked in the elevator, started talking to each other in Tagalog, which is the main language in Philippines. I could understand everything they say.
Wow.
I want to stop it. I can't.
Yeah,
It's there. It's in me. I cannot. So I feel like for some reason you have this power where you understand people. So they would talk about so many other things in our life, and I just tilt my head and say, "Don't worry, sister. Everything will be okay."
Oh no! And then what was their reaction?
Yeah. They were like, "Huh?" That look, you know, when I say it in Tagalog, in their language, in a way that they would understand. Yeah. So if I say in English, they'll say, "What is this guy saying?" Yeah. But if I say in Tagalog, "Wag kayong maalala, ang ganda ng buhay," they just get like, what's going on? How does this guy know how to speak Tagalog? So I think this incident and many of the incidents I came across, it gives me sort of responsibility at the same time to be able to teach not only both sides, but to also embrace both languages and cultures to my kids, because I've got 4 beautiful boys.
Yeah. Incredible. Because that's the thing, it's a very important thing, that loss of identity, but you've just showed us that there's so many advantages to that as well. Ahmed, what do you think as well? Because obviously you've got the same
Well,
sort
I've got, yeah. So in my case, my mom is Syrian, my dad is Emirati, and I was introduced to both cultures when I was growing up, which was really nice. Like you said, having both sides add up to your personality as well. So can you please tell us about your travels? Where do you go? Emirati, no. Yeah, can you tell us more about it?
You see what he's done there, though, don't you, Ahmed?
Okay. I think it's pretty obvious if you look into the name, right? If you focus a bit and you see that Emiratino, what does that mean? So it's actually a half Emirati, half Filipino. And I've been traveling a lot in the Philippines and sort of giving this amazing views of what Philippines is all about when it comes. When you hear 100 islands, what is 100 islands? Philippines in general is a mix of 7,000 islands altogether, with a lot of dialects and languages within between. And for me, I get the blessing to understand most likely 3 or 4 of them, which is a lot of languages within the Philippines.
Wow.
And whenever I am in the Philippines, I switch to that Filipino character.
Even now, when you said 1,000, it was the twang there.
I've actually just come back from the Philippines myself.
Okay.
I went to Palawan for the first time.
Wow.
which is amazing. Choice. So I've lived here, like I said, I've lived here 15 years, and everyone says, go to Boracay, Boracay. And I was like, I want to do something a little different. And it kind of goes without saying. You talk about a strong culture. The Filipino culture, you could not find a nicer race of people if you tried. I've lived with them here in this country, but to actually go to the Philippines was phenomenal. It was amazing.
And then I can say that as a characteristics of the Filipino, regardless of whatever they go through in their life, they could have millions of problems, but they will always make sure that they have that smile in front.
Yeah.
Smiling is a thing with the Filipinos. And then I think that's one of the things that I've learned from, I've embraced with. And then I shifted across to also the Emirati culture as well. So somehow I have a mix of in between, yeah.
What would you... Oh, sorry, Lane.
No, I was just wondering, like, some of the obviously with this as well, the misconceptions that people have of the two cultures as well. Like, tell us some more about that. Like,
yeah, let's look at it from a perspective of whenever there's respecting of manners, when we teach our kids. So when my son goes to his grandma from my mother's side, he would actually hold her hand and then just, do this.
Okay.
Now this is a sign of a respect, right? He's holding a hand and then doing a hold of respect, or whenever he says something, he would say po at the end. So po is a meaning of I respect you.
So your mother's Filipina, obviously, just
mother's
to clarify.
Filipina.
Your father's?
Yes.
Okay.
And then when it comes to my father, from my father's side, when my son goes and pays respect to my father, he would kiss his head. And then he would say, Salam alaikum. There's differences in between, but it is our responsibility as an Emirati to be able to teach my kids what it means to be Filipino, what it means to be an Emirati as well.
I find it really, really interesting. We're going to be learning a lot more throughout the show, I'm sure.
It's time for a quick break. We'll be back with more third culture kids and how parents can preserve their languages. Stay tuned.
welcome back to the show. We are now joined by a next guest who is someone who is dedicated to helping people learn languages as a lifestyle. Please welcome the founder and CEO of Baby Arabia, Nadia Wehbe.
Hi.
Really nice to see you. Now, this is something that we were just discussing in terms of learning a language and keeping your identity. How do you put that together as a lifestyle package?
Okay, well, when we talk about lifestyle, I talk about lifestyle Arabic, because when you speak English, you learn English at school and you speak English at home. When we learn Arabic, we learn academic Arabic, and then we speak our Arabic at home, which is different. So my thing for parents is live Arabic, eat Arabic, sing Arabic, read Arabic, play in Arabic.
Yeah.
So just to separate so they can understand that as third culture kids, they really need the support and exposure. So like I'm half Palestinian, half English, brought up in Dubai.
Okay.
My husband is Norwegian, my kids were born in Mexico, and then it just... So the links, you know, so to maintain who you are and what you are is about embracing them and loving every part of it, but also being able to communicate in the culture that you identify with.
Exactly. Now, we're using that key word so much today with Fahad as well about identifying. Obviously, your children, I mean, that sounds incredible. What languages do they speak at home, and how did you, you know, teach them that, I suppose, as you say? Because I guess there's so many people watching now that would have difficulty with that.
Well, I think it's, you know, my English mother insisted that we had to learn Arabic or speak Arabic, speak your father's language. So when my first son was born in Mexico, I just thought, oh, when I go back to Dubai, I need a support group. I need a mother and baby group, you know, in Arabic, it'll support me. It didn't exist. It didn't exist. It didn't exist anywhere. So I thought, this can't be. So we created one. And that was the support from my family. I needed it, so I created it. And then it took a while for Arab parents to understand. I thought I was doing it for Arab parents, but what happened is other expats started coming to it. And then it was adopted into nurseries. But I think now Arab parents are much more, after COVID actually, and spending time at home, there's been an awakening of, oh my, we need to speak our mother tongues, you know. So in our case, my husband and I sat down and made the plan. And because I'm half-half, my mother tongue's English, so I knew I would always be flipping Arabic, English, Arabic, English.
Yeah.
So not enough exposure. And they get English, so, but Norwegian they had to have.
Okay.
That was a no, you know, no. They
Same
had
thing.
to.
You
They
had
had
to speak your father's language.
You had to speak your father's language, and so we did that. So I mix. They understand everything I say, but they speak Norwegian.
So do you speak Norwegian?
Yes, snack a lit.
Okay. Does that mean a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
That was my next question, actually, because I've got some good friends in Abu Dhabi. She is from Portugal, he is from Czech, and their son speaks both languages. So they're specifically very strict, like, father, only speaks Czech to them. Mother only speaks Portuguese to her son. But do the parents speak each other's language? No.
No. And this is, I think, the confusion. And, you know, Fahad, when you can go into the house and you'll listen to your mum and she speaks that language, and then you can go into and speak to your father. I mean, people can learn up to 7 languages or even more that way. But the key is the consistency and the exposure. So if you're mixing English and Czech all the time, and the third culture is English outside in school and friends, then English is going to take the strength.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why we try to tell parents at home, you know, really try and maintain this. Maintain the OPAL, which is the one parent, one language, or the one person, one language.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Fahad, what was your household then growing up? Was it not as strict, that's the wrong word, but was it very important for you to learn both languages?
It was not difficult for me, to be honest. I was pretty much a bilingual person by nature. And when I was a kid, I was always interested to hear my mom speaking in Arabic. She will speak fully Emirati without a single Tagalog, which raises questions, right? So how did she take that forward when she was first here in the UAE? So that could have been a challenge for her. But now, as growing up, I speak to her only in Emirati Arabic. So that is fully Emirati Arabic with my mom. She cooks Emirati food. She does everything Emirati. She even embraces the culture to the point that she knows every single part of the culture. And then she teaches that to my kids, as well as she teaches them Tagalog. Yeah. So she kind of combines both of them. So growing up for myself, I mean, it's a blissful moment. And for me, I'd say for the Filipinos, and people say that always, singing has always been there as well too for me, and part of my journey.
I'd love to hear your voice later.
Maybe in Tagalog. Huh?
All right. So this is why I think it's so great what you're doing, because with children, it's that you can really influence them at such a young age, and that's the best time to get them.
Yeah.
So Baby Arabia is a great thing.
Yeah. The key thing, I think, is influencing the parents now. It's getting parents to understand what they need to do as parents to maintain the language when they're in such a multicultural city like Dubai, and English is the main language, and it has to be. It's just the way we can all communicate. But it's just going back to basics and, you know, enjoying and having fun with it, like Fahed does. I've been watching his clips. They're great. They're great.
By the way, just for the records, when it comes to TikTok, I try to teach people how to speak one single word in exactly 6 seconds in TikTok.
No way.
Oh, wow.
They do not say, in Philippines, blah, blah, the word. They say this.
Oh, yeah.
The same thing. They do not say in Emirati, they say this.
Yeah.
So I sort of try to teach people in the most, let's say, recent way of technology that we have today, just TikTok, as a tool to teach. So it's part of our responsibilities too.
We'll get you on TikTok, Nadia. That's what we'll
Yeah,
very quickly, because our time, unfortunately, has run out. How do people, because I'm sure there's plenty of people watching that would want to get in touch with you and find out more. How can we do that?
Baby Arabia UAE. We're on Instagram, and they'll find us.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Nadia, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, our spotlight guest today considers herself lucky to have grown up in a melting pot of people and cultures. I'm very excited about this. Please check out our interview with Dubai-based author Giselle Onanian about her series of books that support third culture kids.
Hi, I'm Giselle Onanian. I'm the author of the Alfie and Oak children's series. I was born in the UK to British, Armenian, Lebanese parents, but have been fortunate enough to call Dubai my home for the last 30 years. I wrote the books for expat children of Dubai, or third culture kids, to open up conversations about why things are the way they are in their home away from home. Third culture kids are children that are being raised in a culture outside of either their own culture or their parents' culture. So like a lot of expat children here in the UAE. So the Alfie and Oak series is 3 books, and they cover things that come up when we make a home away from home. The books are conversation starters between children and their parents, like I said, about why things are the way they are, making a home away from home. So dealing with the anxiety of moving to a new country, the nerves that one might have when new house, new school, new friends, living away from family, so wanting to go see grandparents but not understanding why they can't just go over to their house because they live on the other side of the world. And then also that transient nature of friends coming and going, but knowing that they can stay in touch. So it just kind of is great for children that have just moved to Dubai or are leaving Dubai, or are feeling a little bit sad because they've had family come to stay and now off they've gone. So it just kind of bridges that gap between seeing people coming and going. They open up conversations between children and their parents about maybe some feelings that they have being third culture kids, whether they've just moved or they've been here a while. And sort of the way they're illustrated is very sort of light and engaging. It's rhyming stories as well. So it just kind of sort of talks about feelings and emotions, but in a very light and fun way. So writing for children for me was fairly new. I had to make it fun, I had to make it engaging, pairing up with a great illustrator as well to make those images complement the actual writing, but also have it in such a way that it appealed to the parents, because essentially they are the ones that are buying the books and reading to their children. So if I had one day to relax in Dubai, I can never decide what I would want to do, because I never know if I want to relax or go on an adventure. There is always something new to see in Dubai, and I feel like the list is getting longer of what I want to see, and I don't have time to go find it all. But at the moment, I think I would put myself by a pool and enjoy the sunshine and just take a breath.
Now, even though they are kids' books, I think I need to get involved in some of those. Katie, I know you've got an exclusive link with her as well, so that would be good. But it's also now time to hear about what's happening, the buzz in the city. What you got for us, Ko?
I've actually got something really exciting to talk about, because if you're planning to get out of town for the upcoming Eid break, and perhaps you're worried about applying for visas, you don't have to anymore. 5 countries have announced that they are offering e-visa to UAE residents of any nationality. So basically, as long as you have a valid UAE residence visa and passport, obviously your own passport, you can get an e-visa for, check this out, Saudi Arabia, Azerbaijan, Japan, Oman and Qatar within a matter of days.
That's incredible.
And that's purely residency-based. I mean, that's super important, right?
It is actually, because if you're planning your trip, and before it was really hard to get your visa or apply for it, and it would take a very long time, having this is going to help a lot of people just plan even better holidays for them and their families.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, definitely.
They've also said that, of course, it kind of goes without saying, each of those countries do have certain different criteria for their e-visas, but just the fact that you're able to do it. Now, I'm aware I'm sitting here in a very privileged position of holding a British passport, so visas for me is perhaps quite easy to get, but it's not that easy.
Not all countries. Yeah,
That's
India.
what I mean.
You go to India, you can't get a visa for India.
I've been to India.
Yeah.
I got my own visa. But it's true, right, Fahad? I mean, to be able to do all of that, I mean, even Filipinos, it's quite difficult to get visas in and out of your own country.
Yes, true. Though I don't really dig deep into the formalities, but previously might be hard. But as we proceed further, it gets an easier process.
Yeah. So you've got 2 passports, right?
No, I don't have.
You don't?
I don't have 2 passports. I wouldn't think I would have 2 passports.
But the Emirati passport is now one of the most popular on the list.
So powerful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Extremely. So obviously, because you travel a lot, So you found it pretty easy to get around.
It's an easy process. I don't have usually the difficulties. In some countries, actually, I will be treated VIP or something. Because, I mean, having a good relationships between countries to countries is an essential for our leadership, and that's something that we always take pride for.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Well, there you go. That's your Eid plans as well. So if you've got an Emirati, UAE visa, then get involved.
You're sorted, and you
Japan.
can exactly. You can
Should we go to Japan?
Yeah, we should plan it. Up next is a quick break, but we'll be back with a designer who has created a brand that represents third culture kids. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to DXB Today. Now, our next guest believes that cultural diversity is something to be celebrated and embraced, and has created a brand that represents just that. Please welcome Loay, Abdelrahman, the brand Freeworld Rookies. Yes. I love it. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. It's good to be here.
Yeah. Are you repping right now?
Yeah, I'm repping the hoodie. I'm repping my logo. And I got the wording in the back as well.
Nice. Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about the brand then. What was the inspiration behind it?
So, the first part of the branding, which is called Freeworld, is what I'm saying is that here in the UAE, with the third generation, with the cultural diversity in the past 10 to 20 years, we've managed to create a very unique culture. It's very mixed. If you notice, we see that we took the best parts of the world from different cultures around the world and we applied it in us. The way we dress, the way we talk. This is why our sense of adaptability is crazy. Like, if you take anyone from UAE, you put them in the States, you put them in Europe, you put them anywhere. Southeast Asia, they can adapt because of the culture that's existing here.
Yeah. 100%.
And what I've noticed is that from people, when they come from the opposite side of the world here, they see that, and it's a bit intense in the beginning, but once they get into it, it's become smooth and they start to see what we have created here. So the other part that I'm talking about, and I've gotten some eyebrows raised here when I use the word rookies.
Okay, already,
yeah. So just a bit of suspense about that. Is the positive message I'm trying to promote is because us third culture kids, we're very eager to make it. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we have our own dreams, our own, you know, ambitions that we got to do. And sometimes along the lines of pressure of that, you lose sight of what really is important and meaningful for you, which is self-growth, self-knowledge. You know, pressures in life can get you a bit intense. You start comparing yourself to other people, not to who you were yesterday. So why I use the word rookies is because I'm trying to promote humility. I'm trying to promote self-knowledge. And the second you admit or you say that, listen, I don't want to grow in life, you lost. You know, you lost. Plato, which is the wisest man in the world, who people used to come to for, you know, country wisdom, said at the end part of his career, the only thing I know is that I know nothing. Wow. So I'm really trying to promote...
It's just hit us all.
Right, giving us all the information.
I'm trying to promote that, listen, guys, it's time we showed the world what we created here instead of us learning from them, which is the culture of the third generation in UAE. And I'm trying to say, look, guys, don't get too stressed about making it. You need to focus on yourself first. Grow and other things will follow. And this is why I use the word rookies.
Unreal.
Yeah. And
so good. And I wanted to ask you about the collection that you have in the brand. So can you please tell us more about it?
Yeah, so right now...
We've got B-roll as well.
Yeah. I'm working to release the final edits of the T-shirts. So these are what I used for the shoot, and I'm working to enhance it and release the best first edition I can in the market. So I'm taking it step by step, because if I want to release something, I want to make sure it's perfect. I want people to rep it properly, you know. I don't want to...
Well, I see your attention to detail, King. I see it. I see it, because like this box is looking really swoosh and posh and nice.
Thank you, man.
It's not a regular box you get a T-shirt in, you know what I mean? What is actually in the box, man?
So what is in the box is the T-shirts, all right? And what I really wanted to stress about is, because the brand is, I'm trying to send an image and I'm trying to send a community, is a letter that talks about why the brand was made and talks about your like the brand concept, the brand meaning, and I'm trying to get people to share their stories as well on the website. So the letter says, share your story to the email
Oh, wow.
Because of people who come from, you know, who grew up here, the third generation kids, I'm sure there are different stories.
Yes.
It is interesting, actually. When I saw the box for the first time, or when I saw the logo itself for the first time, I was really eager to know. I'm thinking that's a camel, right?
Yeah.
And then the trees represent something, right?
Yes, yes. The camel, why I use the camel, because at the end of the day, the camel is a sign, is the animal that symbolizes humility. And you know, at the end of the day, we're in the GCC, and the camel is a tough animal. It's a resilient, tough animal, and it's a sign of humility. And if you see the branches, why I use these branches is because these are the cultures we embodied, each part of us, and each one tells kind of a story, which is why I'm trying to get people to share their pictures wearing the t-shirts and talk about your story as a third culture kid. How did it affect you? How did, you know, when you go back to your own country, how did you see that?
Can you see the t-shirt? Bring one of them out.
Oh yeah, bring the t-shirt.
Yeah. I just want to read this as well. Sure. I love what you've done here, and I just want to read this out. Dear Rookie, as individuals born and raised in the UAE, we believe the country has a culture unique to its core, one that embodies all the best attributes from nations all over the world. Brother. I mean, there's so much more here, but even that in itself is very powerful. Very, very powerful. I love this, man.
Thank you.
So it's fantastic. I mean, we obviously love supporting local brands as well, and I love the fact that you're absolutely right. Third culture kids, you've got a lot to do, a lot to prove, and sticking with his identity as well. And we wish you all the very best of luck.
Thank you.
And I need for my kids as well.
I'll get you on.
We didn't come out here to get freebies. Fahad.
He's special. He's special.
Loay, this is truly inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us and being with us in the studio today.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
So now we're getting to the very excited part of the show. Fahad, literally, Fahad, are you ready?
He's looking at me right now.
Yeah. Are you ready?
For what?
So we have the segment in our show called the XP60 quiz, and we ask you a couple of questions to see your knowledge of what happened today in the episode.
Oh God.
So I'm going to be. I'm going to cue the clock,
and then spring this on our guest. Literally, he is so terrified.
Okay. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cue the clock. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. What is the theme of today's show? Cultural diversity or food culture?
Food culture. Cultural diversity, of course. I was just saying.
Exactly. That is correct. Which adventure did Dina Buti take us on today's show? Aquaventure or Legoland?
I like Aquaventure.
You like Aquaventure?
But I'll go for Legoland.
That is correct. Who is the brand creator at Freeworld Rookies? Fahed Al Blooshi or Loay Abdelrahman?
That could never be the same. It could be definitely Loay.
That is correct. Nadia Wehbe is the founder of Baby Shop or Baby Arabia?
Baby Arabia.
That is correct. What does TCK stand for? Those crazy kids, third culture kids.
Wow.
I know, right?
It hit me so.
It could be both.
Third culture kids, that is correct. What do you call someone who speaks 2 languages, bilingual or bicultural?
Both? Bilingual.
Bilingual.
Could be both.
Time is up. We got 7 points.
Well done.
Good effort. Well done.
Good job, Fahad. You're on top of the leaderboard since it's the beginning of the week.
Yeah. We're still, you know, it's still good, but it is the first.
Listen, thank you so much for being here. It was amazing. I look forward to coming to some of your adventures in the future.
Of course.
Wonderful. And, brother, thank you so much, man. Your clothes are amazing. I look forward to having one of those T-shirts.
You know that you're not going home with that, Loay.
Now, after the break, we meet a multicultural talent, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to the show. I am standing here with Abdullah, NotSoHuman. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is mine. Hello.
It's great having you here with us today. Can you tell us more about when did you start? How did the journey start with NotSoHuman, and how did the name start as well?
Well, I'd say that I took this professionally around 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it's all I've been, you know, in just a short amount of time, still in the game, trying to figure myself out, trying to figure what I lean towards. But NotSoHuman came because of its, I guess, insignificant and like being significant at the same time.
Yeah.
Because of the topic is about like culture diversity.
Yes.
And I was born in 2 different kind of sides. I felt a bit like unique, but also different in a way, which gave me like advantages and disadvantages growing up as a kid.
True.
And with that, I think like that positive light comes from this like not so human.
Yes.
So it's more of like I felt different, but that's actually a superpower.
Okay.
So that's why I call my fans the superhumans.
Wow, that's interesting. That's very nice as well. And like you said, growing up as a third culture kid, does that help you with writing music? Because I heard that you also write your own music.
Oh yeah, I do. I wouldn't say really helped me. I'd say that it's just gave me the advantage to be more open to explore other cultures and be open to like meet more people, because I felt like I was born within diversity. So I was like, oh, it was easier for me to accept diversity and the people around me. So I'd say it's a bit of an advantage.
Okay, and a little birdie told me that there's something coming up very soon. So can you tell us more about that?
Oh yeah, there's gonna be an original song coming out. So that's all I could say right now. But it's gonna be like my first ever single officially.
And where can people find you on social media so they can find that song?
You can just search up NotSoHuman on Instagram, TikTok, and on Snapchat.
And where do you perform around here in Dubai as well?
Ooh, honestly, everywhere.
Okay.
I've been performing a lot in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, even abroad.
There you have it, Not So Human. Katie has an announcement for you guys. Off to you.
Thanks, Ahmed. Can't wait for that performance. Now, this week, we have a fantastic giveaway. 4 Director's Box tickets to go and see the brand new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, at Roxy Cinema. All you have to do is head on over to the Dubai One Instagram page. That's at Dubai One TV. Find the competition post. Tell us why we should pick you.
We would also love to hear from you. Use the hashtag DXB today to tell us what you'd like to see on the show. And if you have seen anything around Dubai, let us know.
Wow.
Did you like that? I know.
Hashtag.
I thought you might like that.
I would like those Spider-Man tickets.
No, we can't have them. What an incredible show. I've genuinely learned so much about the whole third culture kid.
Yeah, because you are not one.
But, thank you.
You're very special, Katie.
Thank you very much. I'm still claiming third culture adult. Thanks very much.
But yeah, it has been a great show, right? I've enjoyed myself immensely, and it's been interesting for us as third culture kids as well, right?
Yeah, getting to hear Fahad's story, it's amazing, very inspiring, especially what he does, teaching people about both cultures. It's amazing on TikTok, doing the 6-second thing.
Yeah, and Baby Arabia, like hearing everything about how Nadia said about teaching the languages. It's so important.
Languages and culture is extremely important. I've chosen to go down the food route to try and keep my culture a bit alive. You know what I mean?
So big up Papa Bertie.
That's a good route to take.
Yeah, there's always ways. That's one thing. So. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone. It's been a fantastic show, and make sure and join us again tomorrow as we support more of our favourite homegrown local brands. But for now, it's over to Not So Human with an amazing performance.